Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Boba Fett Daimyo Expansion is starting to show up a little bit early, and there is one card we need to talk about before I actually get to do the unboxing, because this one's kind of cool. It's a Flamethrower. We're going to talk about this card and do a little speculation on how you might use it in today's video. If you guys are new here to the channel, I do invite you to stick around. We are doing that lightsaber giveaway, also 12 days of Life Day in December, and to enter to win any of those giveaways, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. And again, with the 12 days of Life Day, any gifts rather who don't get claimed, those are going to roll over into Patreon giveaways as well, so patrons have extra chances to win. Also want to thank today's sponsored luxury playstyle, amazing full metal tokens compatible with Legion. There's also a ton of tokens available for other games as well, like X-Wing or Magic the Gathering and Keyforge and lots of other games like that. So check them out. You can use code Crabbok VIP. That's going to save you 15%. And these make great holiday gifts, great stocking stuffers. Get your orders in. It's going to make the gamers in your life very happy. Let your friends and family know this is what you would like. Tell them the code too, so they can save. And also let your stores know they make great prize support. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. Amazing tokens. You're going to love them. All right, so Boba Fett has begun shipping, and hopefully we'll have an unboxing here pretty soon. But in the meantime, we are held over by this flame projector card that has been showing up online. If you're tuned into the Discord, you've probably seen it show up in there. We have a great family-friendly Discord too, by the way. I'd love for you to check it out. Links are in the description below. Boba's flame projector should look pretty familiar to old school Boba Fett players. Of course, it's nothing we haven't seen before with the flamethrower. It's a melee or range 1 weapon. It has got a red dye. It is expendable. It has got blast, spray, and suppressive. It is a 5-point equipment card, and this is a way for Boba Fett to kind of have a flamethrower, especially with the new Boba Fett Daimyo, who is going to be a little bit different. The cool thing about this is you can actually use this on just about any version of Boba Fett, which is particularly cool. So this is kind of a way for Boba to kind of begin to have some of the new tools that the old Boba had, and new Boba can have this one. First off, let's talk about the card itself. So it's got blast and spray like his original command card has, but this one also happens to have suppressive, which I think is particularly cool. Look, suppressive is really cool. Both versions of Boba have arsenal too, so you can fire this along with something else. It's 5 points, so it's not particularly expensive. You're going to be able to equip this. Like gear slots or equipment slots aren't even like at a premium, I feel like, on Boba. So I feel like this one is going to be probably included an awful lot. Now, this one doesn't factor into the bounty hunter aspect as much, right? So if you're if you're like a newer player and you're just picking this up, this is a great option. But I think if you're maybe an Imperial player and you've got the old Boba cards as well, you've got some pretty cool options here. So, like looking at, now granted, two different versions of Boba Fett, right? You've got the new Rebel version and you got the old Imperial version. They each have Surge to Crit. They each have a lot of things in common. But in this case, they both have Arsenal too. I think, if you've got the old Boba, you probably got the card you probably used to playing him a certain way, probably not really paying much attention to the flame projector card. As a matter of fact, a lot of times with Boba Fett, I don't pay much attention to his command cards at all. He was popular for a long time because of how, he was the first bounty hunter, and we had all of this. But now I think there's some pretty cool options, because unless like the flame projector ends up getting an errata or something like that, I feel like this is a kind of a cool combination, like having two blast weapons. First off, like if there's a unit that you absolutely positively have to throw tons of dice on, now here's your chance to be able to throw a red die per every mini, and then another red die per every mini. That's on its own, that's pretty cool. Like maybe you're trying to go try to melt some Death Troopers or something like that. I don't know if this is the best way to do it, because in a lot of cases, both versions of Boba have a pierce weapon. And so I kind of feel like maybe I want to do that instead. I mean, they're both, again, both of these weapons are also usable in melee. So if I, like, run into melee with somebody, I could do that. Maybe. You wouldn't be able to double pierce in melee. But I feel like the really good sticking point for something like this, imagine, it's basically to try to take down two core units, or two kind of, or even SF units. But like, imagine going up against a Separatist player who's running like a heavy B1 kind of firing line, and you jump right in the middle of somebody's B1 chain, and you're able to fire off with Arsenal 2, by the way. And maybe you've even got some fire support, right? Maybe you've got, maybe you've got a couple of short troopers with Imperial Boba, and you've got those mortars, the short trooper mortars, and then they each maybe they each have a face up order, and you got some fire support coming on too, right? And you got some B1s, and you're just like, okay, boom, flame projector, Arsenal 2, like flame projector on each arm, right? So you have two of these. You fire at one B1 unit, 6 normal, maybe they've got the personnel and the heavy. All of a sudden, 8 units, 8 miniatures in there. You're rolling 8 red dice. Toss in 3 more white for for your fire support. And maybe you've aimed first. I don't know. Maybe you're getting a free aim. Well, probably not, because if you're issuing this, you're probably not going to do independent aim 1, right? But like, imagine Boba Fett taking down a whole unit of B1s and then another whole unit of B1s all in one activation. Just boom, and just a single action, right? Like it could happen. I feel like with that many, though, if you're rolling 8 dice, even with Surge to Crit, you probably at least have 1 blank in there. So that's why I mentioned the fire support as an option to kind of pad it up a little bit. If not, maybe you just got to take 1 down, especially if you can interrupt a B1 chain. I think that's really nice. But if not, like this, it might be worth doubling up, especially if you're going against units that are in cover, because it's blast. Blast is already fantastic. Maybe if you just have 1 unit you've got to take out, maybe you toss in the EE3 and you get the Pierce 1 in there. But I mean, having effectively 2 red dice for blast, if you wanted to throw them all into the same unit, that's really cool also. I feel like that's really fun. Now, interesting thing about this, like, this card is just only the 1 attack. Then Boba Fett's flame projector is also just like, they're both basically just 1 shots. The only difference with the way the wording is that, like, he has this one for his whole activation. So if there were a way to make him attack twice, then you could do that. And even if you're playing like Rebel Boba and he's got the free standby, he's not going to be able to do this on the standby. So unless you wanted to, like, I guess maybe if you have Rebel Boba who has independent standby, but again, if you're doing this, you're probably not giving your thing, unless of course you're passing your order on somewhere else. There's a couple of different ways that you could do this. Maybe you fire 1 and then Arsenal 2 with a Pierce weapon, if you had a standby, and then maybe on your activation, like you do this one with the standby, and then on your activation you do this one. And I mean, I guess you could do some things like that, but still really, really cool. I think this is fun. Or if you want to split it up, I think running both of them, I honestly very, very rarely took this upgrade anytime running Boba. And I feel like now with these, like, the idea of being able to double up on it seems kind of cool. Seems, it's worth looking at. It's a 2-pip, so it's not like, there's a lot of times 3 pips are really, really good, and sometimes a lot of times 1 pips are really, really good. And so I feel like 2 pip is a particular slot that I got some flexibility with. So I feel like I can take this and try to make this work. A double flame Boba sounds really fun, but I wonder if they're gonna errata this card to say, like, hey, you can't run both of these at the same time or something like that. I don't see why they really would, because I don't think it's broken. I think it has possibilities, but I don't think it's broken. You know, I think it's fun. You know, and honestly, Boba could use, even if it is broken. I think Boba could use a little broken because, you know, I mean, he's better now than he was before, but he was, you know, he's got a long way to go to catch up to the other bounty hunters. I feel like, and this could be a fun way to help get him there. But I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know what you think of the flame projector down in the comments below. And of course, we'll be taking a closer look at Boba and the whole expansion once we get to do that unboxing, which should be coming up here pretty soon. Make sure you get your comments in. December is just around the corner, and we'll be doing the Life Day giveaways throughout December, so just stay tuned for that. We'll talk to you guys later. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this channel possible. Thank you for your continued support, and may the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. So say we all. You can't take the sky from me. Always wash your socks, and oompa loompa doopa da doo.